Hi guys, it's Alexi coming at you with this week's installment of Retro Gaming Goodness. Another week, another set of badass retro games to satisfy your action-packed cravings. It's like a routine we have here, going hard or going home when it comes to anything that gets your blood pumping. Best believe no one's going home just yet. On today's news desk, we're showing the many versions of the Commodore some love, all in the form of some epic fantasy, space-age technology, and a something in between. Hey, just because it's old-school gaming doesn't mean the concepts have to be. It's all about striking that balance, like we always do. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe so you'll always be up to date with the latest retro news. Click that bell icon so you'll know exactly when our news goes live. Let's go! First up, we got a potential title for the Amiga 500, Atari SD, 664, DOS, and Sega Mega Drive. Yes, that's a lot of consoles. Now, the game in question is the latest tech demo of Space Cavern Blaster by Dotmos, and well, it's pretty badass. The tech demo was an entry for Retro Platform Jam number 6 and has all the bells and whistles you can ask for in a gritty space-themed platformer. While it's still basically a tech demo, we're looking at some promising mechanics and a nice chiptune soundtrack to boot. There's plenty of colors to go around in spite of it taking place in Space Cavern, and that kind of contrast is always nice to see. The plans for cross-platforming are still underway, and Dotmos is still working on a few bugs, like some music bugs, no sound effects on the C64, and other audio-related glitches one could come across. Still, it's definitely an action platformer to look out for, especially if you're into some sci-fi. But enjoy staying on Earth, like deep inside the Earth. Now, a little something for the Commodore 64 that involves saving the world, just the way you like it. LC Games is bringing out The Last Defender, a game where you not only need to blast away a hostile alien race with a laser rifle, but you can also get blasted just as easily. As the player, you're out to defend what remains of humanity while also keeping an eye on your energy supply. To stay alive, you'll be avoiding everything from missiles and mines to shots from enemies looking to take you down. Not so easy to shoot everything when you're the one getting targeted by, well, everything. While there aren't too many details about The Last Defender, we do get a bit of plot. Set in the distant year of 2073, humanity's last resistance is on the verge of collapse, while in combat with a vastly superior alien force. You assume the role of Earth's last great hero, tasked with destroying the invaders and saving the human race with a badass laser rifle. Of course, you have to stay alive first. We're always on the lookout for badass action games where we save the world before dinner time, and The Last Defender might just be another adventure to help us live up to that fantasy. Now, let's take a look at a brand new game for the Commodore Amiga. Think Legend of Zelda meets Dynasty Warriors, but it's in the 80s. If this sounds like music to your ears, then maybe Sword and Sorcerer, a new Zelda-like by PixelPlop, might just tickle your fancy. While it's a Zelda-like, it has its own charm. Instead of sprawling, interconnected maps, we get a smaller action-packed stage where we swing our sword and blast a few dozen enemies with magic. Yes, I did say a few dozen because the game won't wait for you to take a breather. The game is still in its early stages, so we're bound to get new arenas, where we can continue being badasses who like to bring the action. So far, the number of enemies and verticality of the gameplay makes for an interesting time, no matter how chaotic it can get. We'll be keeping our eyes on Sword and Sorcerer, so if you're just as interested as we are, make sure to stay tuned. Well, there you have it, another week of sweet retro gaming goodness. If you have suggestions for any news to cover, or if we missed anything, let us know down below. As always, don't forget to like the video so YouTube's algorithm shows us some love. Again, I'm Alexi, and I'll catch you all again next time.